Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture of Irrigation Engineering. This is Sukamal Ghosh, Assistant Professor, Civil Engineering Department, Greater Kolkata College of Engineering and Management, JS Group. In the last video, we have discussed the detailed design procedure of unlined alluvial channel using Kennedy's theory. Now in this particular video, we are going to solve some numericals based on Kennedy's theory. Now the first problem has asked to design an irrigation channel on Kennedy's theory. It means we need to design an irrigation channel using Kennedy's theory which carrying a discharge of 50 cumecs. Okay. Now also the problem has asked to take the Coulter's rugosity coefficient as 0.023 and the critical velocity ratio as 1.1. Also, it is given that the bed slope of the channel is 1 in 4000. Okay. So, let me write here the datas which are given. Okay. So, data given. The canal is carrying a discharge of 50 cubic. Okay. So Q is equal to 50 meter cube per second. Okay. Now the Coulter's rugosity coefficient is 0.023. So N is 0.023. Now the critical velocity ratio means the value of M is 1.1. And the channel bed slope is 1 in 4000. Okay. So the channel bed slope is 1 in 4000. Now if you recall our last video, we discussed there that in the Kennedy's theory we can have two situations, or you can say we can have two cases. The first situation or the first case is we may have three datas. We may have a data of discharge, CVR means critical velocity ratio, and the slope, and it may be asked to design an irrigation channel. This was our case 1, right? And our case 2 is we may have the data of discharge and we have the ratio of width to depth of channel, and it may asked to design an irrigation channel using this data. So this was our case 1 and this was our case 2. So if you consider this particular problem, you may observe that we have the data of Q, M and S. Okay. So this is case 1. Okay. We need to follow all the steps that we have discussed for case 1 in our previous video. Okay. So this is our case 1 problem. Okay. And we need to follow all the steps that we have discussed in our last video. So let's design. So what was our first step to design considering case 1? If you recall our last video lecture where we discussed that for case 1, in the very first we need to assume the value of the depth of the channel section. Okay. So our step 1 is to assume the depth of the channel section. So let us consider the depth of the canal is 2 meter. Okay. It means y is equal to 2. Okay. Now what was our step 2? If you recall, our step 2 was calculate the critical velocity V naught. Okay, so the critical velocity V naught is equal to, we know from Kennedy's formula, that is 0.55 into m into y to the power 0.64, right? Now if you solve it, you will have 0.55 into, what is the value of this m? Let's check. The value of the m is 1.1, right? So put it here, 1.1 into y, we have assumed that y is equal to 2. Okay, now so if you solve it, you will have 0.942 meter per second. Okay, now what was our step 3? Our step 3 is to calculate the area of the canal using the critical velocity V naught. Okay, so we know that discharge Q is equal to A, means area, into the velocity, that is V naught. So from this expression we will have A is equal to Q divided by V naught. So what is the value of this Q? Let's check. The value of Q is 50 meter cube per second. Okay, so put the value of Q, and we have calculated that 0.942. Okay, so if you solve it, you will have 53.1 meter square. Okay, so now we have completed our step 3. So what was our step 4? If you recall our last video that we have discussed, in this situation our step 4 will be, we need to assume a cross section for the canal which we wanted to design. Okay, and we have also discussed that generally we consider trapezoidal section for the canals with a side slope of 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Okay, so suppose this is the channel section. Okay, this is a trapezoidal channel with a side slope of 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Okay, now let me consider the bed width of the channel is B, and suppose this is the top of the channel, and as we know the depth is Y. Okay, this depth is also Y. So this is a trapezoidal channel with side slope such as 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Okay, now since the side slope is 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical, so if this height is Y, this height is Y, then this width will be Y/2, and also since this height is Y and the side slope is 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical, so this width will be also Y/2. Okay, now we have completed our step 4. So what was our step 5? So if you recall, now we need to derive an expression of area for this particular cross section of the channel. Okay, so the area A will be, so if you consider this particular cross section, you may observe that you can divide this particular cross section into 3 parts. Okay, the first part will be this rectangular part which is having Y depth and B width. Okay, so if you want to calculate the area of this rectangular section, then the area of that section will be B into Y, correct? Now you will also have a triangular part, that is this part, and another triangular part, that is this part. Okay. Now for this part, the area will be half into y by 2, because the height of this triangle is y and the base of this triangle is y by 2. Okay. Now also, since this triangle and this triangle are same, it will also have an area of half into y by 2. Okay. So the total area will be b into y, that is this area, plus this area, that is half into y by 2, plus this area, that is also half into y by 2. Okay. So if you simplify it, you will have b into y plus 1 by 4 into y square plus 1 by 4 into y square. Now if you further simplify it, you will have by into half into y square. Okay. So we have derived an expression for the area of the cross section that we have assumed. Okay. Now please remember this particular expression, because this expression may help us further in this particular problem if our assumption of the depth y equals to 2 is not correct. Okay. Now, so what was our step 6? If you recall, our step 6 was we need to equate the expression we have get in the step 5 for area and the value of area that we have get in step 3. Okay. So we have get this expression for area in the step 5 and we have get the value of area in step 3, that is 53.1. Okay. So now we have to equate it. So area that we have get in step 3 and the expression of area that we have get in step 5. Okay. So in step 3 we have got the value of area as 53.1, right? And in step 5 we have got this expression for area A. Okay. It will be b into y plus half into y square. Okay. Now it will be 53.1 is equal to b into y. The value of y we have assumed that 2, right? See, y. So it will be 2 plus half into 2 square. Okay. Now if you will solve it, you will have b is equal to 25.55 meter. Okay. So we have completed our step 6. Okay. Now, so what was our step 7? If you recall, our step 7 was to calculate the weighted perimeter, and using that weighted perimeter we also need to calculate the hydraulic mean radius r. Okay. So first we need to calculate the weighted perimeter, that is P, and by using this P we need to calculate the hydraulic mean radius, right? That is R equals to A divided by P. Okay. So first we need to calculate the weighted perimeter. So let me draw the channel section so that we can calculate the weighted perimeter. Okay. Now this is the channel section as we assumed in step 4. This is B, right? Now the side slope is 1 by 2 horizontal and 1 vertical, and the depth is y, and since the side slope is 1 by 2 horizontal and 1 vertical, this width is y by 2, this height is also y, and this width is y by 2. Okay. Now if you consider this particular cross section, and if you want to calculate the weighted perimeter of this particular cross section, you may observe that this length which is marked by this green color is the weighted perimeter of this section. Okay, so we need to calculate the length of this green portion. Okay, so the weighted perimeter P is equal to this length plus this length and plus this length. Okay, so this length is B, we already know, so it is B plus. Now how can we calculate this length? Suppose this is M, okay, this is N and this is O. Now if you consider this particular triangle, let me draw it separately. So this is M, this is N and this is O. Okay, now from this figure you may observe that this ON width is y by 2, right? So this width is y by 2 and this OM is nothing but y. Now if you look this figure closely, you may understand that this triangle is a right angle triangle, right? This is a right angle triangle. Okay, so since this triangle is a right angle triangle, we may apply the Pythagoras theorem for this particular triangle. Okay, so if you apply the Pythagoras theorem for this triangle, you will have mn square is equal to mo square plus on square, right? And from here you will have mn is equal to root over mo square plus on square, and mo is nothing but y, so y square plus on is y by 2, so y by 2 whole square and root over, so mn is root over y square plus y by 2 whole square, y square plus y square by 4. Okay, so this height mn will be root over y square plus y square by 4. Okay, now if you consider this length, suppose this length is, this is w and this is z. Okay, so this wz length is also equal to this mn, right? This mn is equal to this wz, so the value of wz will also be root over y square plus y square by 4. Okay, so if you simplify it, you will have b plus 2 into, okay, again if you solve it, you will have, okay, so this is an expression for the weighted perimeter. Okay, now if in this expression you put the value of b and y, you will get the value of p, means the weighted perimeter. Okay, so the expression for p, we have got that b plus root over 5 into y. Okay, so p is equal to, what is the value of b? See, we have calculated the value of b was 25.55. okay, so put it here, 25.55 plus root over 5 into y, the value of y we have assumed that is 2. So if you solve it, you will have 30.03 meter. Okay, so the value of p is 30.03 meter. Okay, now using the value of weighted perimeter p, we can calculate the hydraulic mean radius. Okay, so our hydraulic mean radius r is equal to a by p, and our a was 53.1, right, and p we have calculated just 30.03. so if you solve it, you will have 1.77 meter. Okay, So value of R we have get, that is 1.77 meter. Okay. Now here is an important note that we should remember this expression, okay, because this expression may help us further in this particular problem if our assumption of depth, that y is equal to 2, is incorrect. Okay. Now, so we have completed our step 7. Okay. Now what was our step 8? Our step 8 is to calculate the actual mean velocity using the Kutter's equation or the Manning's equation. Okay. We need to calculate the actual mean velocity, that is v, using either Kutter's equation or Manning's equation, right? Now if you consider this particular problem, see, in this problem the value of Kutter's rugosity coefficient is given, that is 0.023. So since in this particular problem Kutter's rugosity coefficient is given, we need to use the Kutter's equation to calculate the actual mean velocity. Okay. So we will use the Kutter's equation to calculate this actual mean velocity v. So what is Kutter's equation? V is equal to 1 divided by n, that is Kutter's rugosity coefficient, plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by s, that is slope, whole divided by 1 plus this same expression, that is 23 plus 0.00155 divided by s into n, that is Kutter's rugosity coefficient, divided by the Heidelberg mean radius, into root over Heidelberg mean radius, that is r, into s, that is slope. Okay. So if you put all the values, so the value of n is 0.023, we have just saw, put it here, 1 by 0.023 plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by, what is the value of s, slope? Let me check. The slope value is 1 in 4000. Okay, 1 in 4000, 0.00155. The value of r was 1.77, right, and the s is 1 in 4000. Okay. So now if you solve it, you will have this value as 1.016 meter per second. Okay. So this value of actual mean velocity v, this v will equal to 1.016 meter per second. Okay. So now we have completed our step 8. Okay. Now what was our step 9? Our step 9 is to compare the V0 and the V. So what was the value of V0 we have calculated? Let's check. So V0 we have calculated, that is 0.942. Okay. So this V0 is 0.942, and the actual mean velocity v we have calculated just that, that is 1.016. Okay. Now we have discussed in our last video that if v0 is equal to v, then our assumption is correct. Assumption is correct. Okay. But if v0 is not equals to v, then our assumption is incorrect. Okay. So in this particular case, we can see here that v0 is not equals to v. That is why our assumption that y is equal to 2 means the depth of the channel is 2 is incorrect. Okay. So as we discussed in our last video, that now we need to repeat the whole procedure again. Okay. So let's repeat the procedure again. So what was our step 1? We need to assume the depth of the channel, that is y. Okay, so this time we assume our y is suppose 2.5 meter. Okay, now what was our step 2? Step 2 was calculate the critical velocity. So the critical velocity we know V naught is equal to 0.55 into m into y to the power 0.64. Okay, so if you solve it, you will have 0.55 into 1.1 into the value of y is 2.5 to the power 0.64. Okay, so if you solve it, you will have 1.087 meter per second. Okay, now we need to calculate the area using this V naught, right? So area is equal to Q divided by V naught, right? So Q is 50 and this V naught we have just calculated, that is 1.086. Okay, so if you solve it, you will have approx 46 meters square. Okay, so the area that we have get from step 3 is 46 meters square. Okay, now what was our step 4? In step 4 we need to assume a cross section for the canal. Okay, so again we will assume the cross section that we have considered for the previous case, right? In the previous case we have considered a trapezoidal channel with a side slope of 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical, right? See we have considered a trapezoidal channel with 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical side slope. Okay, so this time also we will consider a trapezoidal section. Okay, so consider a trapezoidal section, okay, with 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical side slope. Okay, so this is our channel section. Okay, this width is b and the side slope 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Okay, now what was our step 5? Now we need to derive an expression for the cross section area for this particular cross section. Okay, now if you recall, I have asked to remember you the expression for area of this particular cross section, right? Now if you remember the expression that we have derived for area, it was this expression, that is A is equals to B into Y plus half into Y square, right? So we don't again need to derive that expression. We know that if we derive the expression for the area of this section, we will have A is equal to B into Y plus half of Y square. Okay, now what was our step 6? Our step 6 was to equate the area that we have got from step 3 and the expression of area that we have got from step 5. Okay, so area from step 3, area expression from step 5. Okay, so from step 3 we have get the value of area is 46, right? So it is 46, and from step 5 we have got the expression of by plus half into y square. Okay, now if you put it here, the b into 2.5 plus half into 2.5, and if you solve it, you will have b is equal to 17.15 meter. Okay, so now we have completed our step 6. Now what was our step 7? Our step 7 was to calculate the weighted perimeter P, right? So if you recall that I have asked you to remember the expression for weighted perimeter, right? So what was our derived expression for the weighted perimeter for the previous assumption? See, this is our derived expression for the weighted perimeter when we assume that y is equals to 2. Okay, so now for this assumption that y equals to 2,5, we can also use this expression for weighted perimeter, that is P is equals to b plus root over 5 into y, because for this assumption that y is equals to 2.5, we have also assumed the same section that we have assumed for the previous assumption. Okay, now so if you put the value of b and y, then we will have the value of b is 17.15 plus root over 5 into the value of y is 2.5, right, equal to, if you solve this, you will have 22.73 meter. Okay, so this is the value of p, means the weighted perimeter. Now using the value of this weighted perimeter p, we need to calculate the hydraulic mean radius. Okay, so the hydraulic mean radius r is equals to a by p, right, and the value of a we know, that is 46, and the value of p we have just calculated, that 22.73, right, 22.73. so if you solve it, you will have 2.02 meter. Okay, so we have completed our step 7. Now we need to perform our step 8. So what was our step 8? In our step 8, we need to calculate the actual mean velocity using the Coulter's equation or Manning's equation, but in this particular problem the Coulter's rugosity coefficient is given, that is why we will use the Coulter's expression to calculate the actual mean velocity. Okay, so the Coulter's equation was, that is v is equal to 1 divided by n, that is rugosity coefficient, plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by the bed slope 1 plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by s into n divided by root over r, that is mean radius, into root over r into s, that is bed slope. Okay, now if you put all the values, you will have 1 by 0.023, because the value of rugosity coefficient is 0.023, right, plus 23 0.00155 divided by the value of s, 1 in 4000, right. What is the value of r? That is 2.02, right, 2.02 into r is 2.02 and s is 1 in 4000, right. So if you solve this particular expression, you will have this v equals to 1.1 meter per second. Okay, so that means the value of v is equal to 1.1 meter per second. Okay, this is actually our step 9 or the last step. So what was our v0? Let me check. So our v0 that we have calculated, that is 1.086. okay, so our v is 1.1 meter per second, and the value of v naught, that is critical velocity, is 1.086 meter per second. Okay, but still v is not equals to v naught. This means we again need to repeat the procedure. Okay, but in this particular case, you may observe that the value of v naught and v is very near to each other. Okay, so if we increase the depth of the channel a little bit, then we may achieve the v naught equals to v. Okay, so in this case we have assumed that y is equals to 2.5, right. So now for the next assumption, let me assume that y is equals to 2.7. okay, so let's design with assuming that y is equals to 2.7. okay, So our step 1 is, let us consider y is equals to 7 meter. Okay. So now our step 2 is our critical velocity, that is v naught is equal to 0.55 into m into y to the power 0.64, right? So if you put all the value, the m is equals to 1.1, right? Y value is 2.7 to the power 0.64. Okay. So if you solve it, you will have 1.147 meter per second. Okay. Now our step 3 is to calculate the area using the critical velocity v naught. So area is equal to q by v naught. Okay. So q was 50 and v naught we have just calculated, that is 1.147, right? So if you solve it, you will have 43.5. Okay. Now, so what was our step 4? Our step 4, that we need to assume a cross section for the channel which we wanted to design. Okay. So for this assumption also, we will assume a trapezoidal channel with a side slope of 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Okay. So assume a trapezoidal channel with side slope such as 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical, right? Just as we assumed for the previous 2 assumptions. Okay. So let me draw the section again. So this is the section, the bed width is b and the side slope is 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical. Okay. And the height is y, which we have considered as 2.7 for this particular case. Okay. Now what was our step 5? In step 5 we need to derive an expression of area for this particular cross section. Okay. So as we derived in our previous assumptions, that for a channel of trapezoidal cross section with side slope of 1/2 horizontal and 1 vertical, the expression for area is b into y plus half of y square. Okay. So this is our expression for area for this particular cross section. Okay. Now what will be our step 6? Our step 6 is to equate the area that we have got from step 3 to the expression of area that we have got from step 5. Okay. So from step 3 we have got the area value of 43.5. So it is 43.5, right? And this will be b into y plus half of y square. Okay. So it is 43.5 is equal to b into y value is 2.7 plus half of 2.7 into whole square is equal to, so if you solve it, the value of b will be 14.14 meter. Okay. So we have completed our step 6 and we have also calculated the value of b. Okay. Now we need to perform our step 7. So in step 7 we need to calculate the perimeter. Okay. So we have derived an expression for the weighted perimeter of the section in the previous 2 assumptions, and that was p equal to b plus root over 5 into y. Okay. So if you put the value of b here, you will have 14.14 plus root over 5 into 2.7. So if you solve it, you will have the value of p 20.40 meter. Okay. So now we have get the value of p. Now using this value of p, we can calculate the hydraulic mean radius, that is r. So hydraulic mean radius R equal to A by P. The value of A is 43.5 and the value of P we have just calculated, that 20.40. Okay, so if you solve it, you will have 2.13. Okay, now so we have completed our step 7. Okay, so now we need to perform our step 8. We need to calculate the actual mean velocity using the Kutter's formula. Okay, so V is equal to 1 by n plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by S by 1 plus 23 plus 0.00155 divided by the slope S into n root over R into root over R into S. Okay, so if you put the values, that this n is equals to 0.023, this S is equal to 1 by 4000 and the R is equal to 2.13. So if you put all this value in this expression, you will have this V equal to 1.147 meter per second. Okay, so now our step 9. Okay, we have completed our step 8. This is our step 9. Okay, so step 9 we need to compare the V and the V naught. Okay, we need to compare the V naught and V. So the value of V we have get, that is 1.147. Okay, and the value of V naught we have get, this is also 1.147. Okay, so V naught is also 1.147 meter per second. This is also meter per second. So for this y is equals to 2.7, so since this V naught is equals to V, now we do not need to repeat the procedure again. We have get the correct depth for the channel section. Okay, so now we will draw the ultimate channel section. So this is the channel. The width B is equal to 14.14 meter. The depth Y is equals to 2.7 meter. Okay, and the side slope is 1 by 2 horizontal and 1 vertical, and this is a trapezoidal channel, trapezoidal section. Okay, so we have completed our first problem. Okay, so this is it for today. In the next class we will solve another problem using Kennedy's theory. Till then, stay safe and stay happy. Thank you.